Hello and welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video. We sell all the coolest Japanese collectibles and figurines straight out of Japan, and you can find more details about us in the description of this video, including our Facebook page and our eBay store. So this video is going to be a little bit different because rather than reviewing and talking about the good points and the bad points of certain figurines, I'm actually going to be showing you something from my personal collection, which is the figures that you see in front of you, plus a few more that I'll show you later. So my favorite story arc, I guess you could say, of any series is probably the Akatsuki arc. And unfortunately, as a figurine collector, there's a lot of effort that needs to be made to actually assemble the Akatsuki members because, as I've said in pretty much every Naruto video, there is a real shortage of Naruto figures in Japan. I don't know why, but there just haven't been that many released, and those that have been released are actually quite collectible and hard to get. Anyway, I have managed to get these figures, and I'm going to now talk about each figure individually, about where I got it from and that sort of stuff. So we'll start with the newest member actually of the crew, and probably the reason that I'm now finally making this video was sort of the missing piece was the leader, of course, which is Pain, and this particular figure was actually released by a company called Tsume Arts, which is a French company, and they've released quite a few different Naruto figurines actually. But I really like this particular one. Pain is definitely one of my favorite characters, and I've reviewed this in a separate video. So that's the Tsume Arts Pain. Yeah, maybe we'll leave him there for now. Next is actually probably my favorite character of the Naruto series, maybe even any series, is Obito. And I guess this is the closest thing that we have, which is of course Tobi. And he is also, I guess, arguably the leader of the Akatsuki. Now this figure was actually what could you call it? I guess you could call it a bootleg. It is not an officially licensed product. However, no sort of official release exists, so it's not a fake of an original, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a custom figure, but it wasn't licensed, so I guess in that sense it is a bootleg. You can see the quality of it is actually not that great, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It does the job. So that is Tobi. It's really nice to have a collection. I mean, again, you just need a figure of Tobi in the Akatsuki. And Zetsu, same deal. So I actually got these from a seller online in China or Hong Kong, and they were actually really cheap, so that was an added bonus. But yeah, the Zetsu is pretty cool as well, actually. I think you can see it's a bit rough, but it does the job. So those were two bootlegs. And again, pretty much, I actually got them from a different source, but I assume it was these same sort of bootlegs that came out of China. We have Konan over here, which again, of course, a very central character really in the story. And yeah, it's quite nice. They got the flower and everything. Now you'll notice she has like a skirt version. I don't remember seeing that in the series, so I think that whoever made this figure just decided to do that. So it's not accurate, but yeah, it looks kind of different. And she actually has a really bad lean. In fact, it's surprising she even stands up, but she does. And that's Konan. So let's now maybe clear some room here. So this is actually another one of those bootlegs, and this one is meant to be, in inverted commas, Pain. And you'll notice that, of course, he looks pretty dodgy. But actually, on second thought, on second reflection, if they got the color of the hair right, if it was actually the bright orange that it's meant to be, it actually wouldn't look that bad. And the eyes are also wrong, because of course it's meant to be the Rinnegan eyes, but then again, I mean, Yahiko had normal eyes, so yeah, it would have looked a lot better if they got the color of the hair right. And I mean, remember, Pain sort of makes out that he is like a god, so it's not that strange that he sort of has that expression. Looks like he's going to do a ninjutsu technique or something, so yeah. But anyway, that one probably, I only keep that there because it's just another body with Akatsuki. Now these three figures were actually Banpresto released figures. So these actually are genuine licensed products from Japan. So of course you got Sasori, Deidara, and Itachi. Probably three of the more popular members of the Akatsuki. So you're going, hang on, there's still a couple missing, right? Well, they're not great figures, but they're better than nothing. And I have here, I always forget his name, Kakuzu, I think it is. And his teammate Hidan. I really liked Hidan. I really wish they made a figure of him, especially in his like skeleton kind of version. That would have been really cool. And this is Kisame. So again, I'm pretty sure these are not bootlegs. They're actual releases in Japan. They were obtained in Japan, so yeah, they'd be real. And then, so just to be clear, we don't sell any fake figures, okay? So, yeah. I've talked about that in another video. And this here is Pain. I didn't get this in Japan, so it's probably fake. But this is obviously one of the different versions of Pain. In fact, I'm pretty sure this is the one that Jiraiya killed and brought back to Konoha. Well, he didn't physically bring it back, obviously, but yeah. This was how they sort of unraveled the mystery of Pain. So I like this stand too. So I'm not aware of any other of the Pain figures that were released. Now, I don't have one of Orochimaru, and to my knowledge there isn't one that exists, and I don't really want one because he's never shown as Akatsuki in the series. There's also a Tsume Arts one, the same company that made Pain, did a Sasuke, but I don't think that figure looks particularly good, and I don't really consider, even though he was technically at one point, I don't really consider him part of the Akatsuki. I do also have, now again, these are genuine Japanese products. So Ichiban Kujis are like the #1 lottery prizes, but they're also like minor prizes. So these are the couple of minor prizes that were released. So you got Tobi obviously and Itachi. So I really like these figures. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, just for fun, there's the Madara, who actually, that kind of looks good with the Tobi, similar size. This again is another genuine product from Japan, but obviously he's not Akatsuki. So yeah, and then the other thing I want to talk about was the other elements that you see here in the picture. So in the back, this is actually a poster from Shonen Jump, which is the weekly phone book sized comic magazine that's released every week in Japan. So that's actually a 500-page comic sitting there in the back, and that was one of the editions in 2014. In fact, the anime version of that particular moment was actually only shown a couple of weeks ago in Japan, 2 weeks ago. And then these are origami cranes, and I didn't make these. I'm terrible at origami, but someone special to me made them many years ago, and I had them sitting on my desk. And then when I got these figures, I was like, hey, that would look really good with Konan, because obviously her ability is to control or fold paper, so which she uses very effectively in the series. So I thought that looked kind of cool. But if you wanted to do that, it'd be pretty easy to. I'm sure, like, pretty much most Japanese are pretty good at origami, and this is like the first thing that you learn to make in origami. So most Japanese can make this in origami. So if you have a Japanese friend, you could ask them, or I'm sure you could Google, origami Japanese crane, and I'm sure that you would, you'd be able to make. Well, maybe with great effort, you might be able to make it. And then the last thing I actually display these with are these dudes. And I think you call these Shisha, and it's a mythical creature in Okinawa in Japan, so southernmost island of Japan. So somebody actually very special to me got these as a souvenir, and so I kept them. And again, just sort of something sitting on my my desk, and I thought, hey, that looks really something cool to add with the Akatsuki. So if you have, other things and bits and pieces that you wanted to add to a display, of course you could do that. Yeah, so that is the Akatsuki collection that I've been able to put together. And if you have any questions about anything in here, or you have any other questions about figurines in Japan or Naruto figures, then feel free to get in touch with us, and I'm sure we'll help you out. So that's the Akatsuki collection. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video.